15 million naira a year is nothing compared to what you can actually make with a shortlet apartment business in Lagos. I mean, the shortlet apartment business contributes about 40% value in the real estate market. And given the fact that Lagos is a central hub for everything when it comes to fun, entertainment, relaxation, businesses, trading, anything you can think of is in Lagos. I think the only thing that is wrong with Lagos is the fact that traffic can be very annoying sometimes, but aside that traffic, Lagos is good to go. Like, Lagos has everything, and a lot of people coming into Lagos don't like staying in hotels. That's why most people opt for shortlet apartments. I mean, what you can do with a shortlet apartment is actually limitless, because in a shortlet apartment you can cook, you can do whatever you want, whereas in hotels, you don't get to cook what you want, you don't get to invite friends over because there are limited number of people allowed in a room, whereas in a shortlet apartment it's just so limitless. That's why most people opt for it. So for those of you that doesn't understand what shortlet apartment is simply a fully furnished home that can be rented out to individuals for a short period of time, ranging from weeks to months to days, and the property could be a bungalow or studio apartment or a duplex. So for those investors that wants to go into the hospitality business but doesn't really know how to go about it, don't worry, cool down. I am here for you. Blue Realty got you. And I'm going to be spilling some tips, that could be of help to you. So if you are an investor and you want to, go into a shortlet apartment business, kindly watch this video to the end. And okay, so let's dive into it. So number one, the first thing you need to consider when it comes to shortlet apartments is location. Location really matters. You need to know if you want to go into the emerging market or you want to go into an existing market. An existing market is places like Ikoyi, VI, Lekki, Ikate. Those places already have shortlet apartments existing there, and a lot of people love to go for those locations because of the security and the proximity to other places, and the fact that it's easily accessible, the good roads, internet connection, so swift internet connection. That's why a lot of people like to opt for places like that. So if you want to go into emerging markets, the emerging markets are places like Sangotedo, Aja, Ibrahim Adesoya, even Ibejuleki. Those are emerging markets. The shortlet apartment business is not yet there, but it's getting there, as time goes on, as development increases. So the first thing you need to consider is your location, and the location also determines the kind of amount you're going to be the amount you're going to be charging your customers. For instance, if you want to invest in a 2-bedroom apartment, you want to buy a 2-bedroom apartment, you can buy a 2-bedroom apartment at let's say for instance at Ikate for 60 million naira. That 60 million naira, now your pricing, the price you put on it daily will be like 65-70k daily. Whereas if you're going for an emerging markets, places like Sangotedo, Aja, if you're buying a 2-bedroom right there, the price you're going to be putting there is like 40k, 30k or 50k at most. That's how high you can go for an emerging market. Whereas for existing markets, you can, it's limitless. It depends on how really furnished your apartment is and the kind of services you offer. That will determine the kind of price you give your tenants or your customers rather. So that's that about that. Location really matters. You need to consider if you're going for an emerging market or an existing market. So the second thing you need to consider is the cost. You need to consider the cost before the returns. A lot of people, when they hear that, the shortlet apartment business is really lucrative, you can make up to 20 million naira a year, they'll be like, 20 million, then let's go into it. They just dive into it without considering the maintenance cost, the service charge, the electricity bill. I mean, electricity bill, we all know how how high it is in Lagos. So those are the things you need to factor in first. Because definitely the shortlet apartment is going to be located in a service estate. So either you make money in a month or you don't, you must pay their service charge. Your maintenance costs, like your microwave, your oven, you make sure you keep it in shape. Your electronics, you make sure everything is updated. Netflix, your DSTV, make sure it's updated. There's a whole lot, you need to do to keep up with the trending market, because a lot of things pop up when it comes to shortlet apartments. You need to keep up with the trends, and there's there's a whole lot you need to consider. The cost, you need to just really consider the cost before thinking about the returns. Once you've calculated your costs daily, what you're going to be spending daily on diesel, on electricity, on security, all those things, once you factor them in, then you can now consider your returns and deduct your cost from your returns and get your profits. Those are the things you need to consider. So the third thing you need to also consider is collaboration. Trust me, you can't do it on your own. You need to talk to people about it. You need Shortlet apartment managers, you need agents or realtors, you need security, you need a whole lot of people that would help you push your business forward. You can't do it on your own. You need to share your funds. You need to share it so that you can get more funds in return. I would advise you don't go for just one Shortlet apartment manager. You need to go for like 3 or 4, so that if one doesn't meet up, the second person will meet up. If the second person doesn't meet up, the third person will definitely meet up. So that you can fetch more funds for yourself monthly. And when it comes to collaboration as well, you need to have a legal backing. It is very, very important, because there are some tenants that can be very, we understand, and you don't want to put yourself in such situations. So you need to have a legal backing as well, so that once people start misbehaving, you have your legal people at your beck and call that will just sweep in and handle situations on your behalf. You don't even need to be there. All you need to just to drop your money, drop your funds, that would start up the apartment, and employ people to help you push it forward. You don't really need to stress yourself. Collaboration really, really matters. The last thing I'm going to be talking about, the last point I'll be talking about, is business plan. I cannot overemphasize the importance of business plan. Your business plan will help you determine the kind of pricing you put on your Shortlet apartment. It will help you fetch more customers as time goes on, because in the Shortlet apartment business, we have the rainy season and dry season. Rainy season are times like Ramadan periods, festive period, election periods. Shortlet apartment business moves very well during those periods. But when it's dry season, you cannot limit yourself to renting it out to single tenants only. You can be innovative about it. You can use it for mini parties. You can use it for romantic events like proposals, anniversaries. You can even use it for like a shared apartment. Rent one room to one person and the other room to the other person. That's how innovative it can be. Shortlet apartments business is so limitless, and you can make so much money from it if you have the right business plan. So I hope I've been able to chip in 1 or 2 for you. And if you have more questions, kindly send a message, kindly send a DM, or call the number displayed on your screen, and I'll be so glad to answer you. And I have some previous videos I made previously. Kindly look through, it might be of help to you. Kindly watch through. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a lovely week ahead. Bye.